when I met you for the first time, yo, that's another story in itself. I actually, well, no, I guess we could say this. I was like, yo, who invited Renee? Like,
Look at
why the
this
fuck
jerk.
did you? I remember we were going bike riding, and then
Asshole.
our boy Abel was like, yo, I'm gonna bring Renee, and I was like, dude, why'd you invite Renee, man? He's gonna slow us down, dude. Look at his big ass bike. He can't even pedal. You had a big ass
That was
bike.
a big bike.
That was but not knowing fucking 15, 20 years later,
Yeah.
where we'd be fucking doing a podcast, and it's
Yeah.
like, that shit is crazy.
And it would just say Wing Stadium
Yeah.
over and over again.
We have this thing where like we always tell each other, hey, remember the thoughts, or
The thoughts.
think of fuck. We say remember the thoughts and think of the memories.
Remember the thoughts and think of the memories.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Some
wait.
shit like that. Remember the thoughts and think of the memories. Is it crooked? No, right?
No, it looks fine.
Yeah, cool.
All right. Ready?
Yeah. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Trader Without a Radio. Radio, how it goes? Trader Without a Radio. Renee, what's up? Here we go. Ready? 1, 2, 3, go.
All right. So in this episode, we're gonna talk about like what they're fucking. Oh shit.
Where's your... No,
Wait,
what the fuck? Where is it? Oh, dude, fuck it up, Sway. Fuck it up. 1, 2, 3, cheers. Oh, it's already open. Oh, shit, you open it.
Bro, I got like halfway through that bottle and I was like, this is stupid.
This is dumb. Like, this took longer than what. What's the whole point of this? This is dumb as fuck. Honestly, I was thinking of squishing it like that one video. I was underwater. I was swimming the fucking Atlantic right now.
You know how fast we were talking? It was like we talked so fast that we had to drink slower to make up and balance it out.
Bro, that was dumb as fuck. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Trader Without a Radio. You already know how it goes. If you watched last week's episode, you realize that Renee and I have been wearing the same thing for a week now. We smell. All right.
Oh my god.
Let's just get that out of the way. Oh, man. Welcome back, bro.
Yeah, imagine trying to chug a beer.
Oh, bro. Imagine doing a tall boy shotgun right now. I don't think I have the lung capacity for that.
Anyways.
Yeah.
See, and it's gonna be like 20 minutes in. I'm gonna have to pee. It's gonna be so uncomfortable now.
Well, that's what the people get for fucking watching the end of last week's episode.
But yeah, so I was gonna mention this right before we started recording, and I wanted to save it because I feel like it's a good jumping off point.
Oh, nice.
It's weird how so let me give you some context. I was thinking about this recently when I was talking to somebody, and it's weird how you don't think about it, but when you meet somebody, you're meeting a whole fucking person, like.
Hold on, I love this type of shit. Okay, what do you mean?
Because, okay, you say you go out somewhere, right? And you meet somebody. Like, you're like, oh, cool. You talk about, like, the Cubs. Like, maybe he's a fan of the Cubs or she's a fan of the Cubs as well. And you're like, oh, I'm a Cubs fan. Like, I've been a whatever. You talk about the Cubs with them,
Right.
But that's a whole fucking person. Like, they don't, they like the Cubs, but they also have a whole million other things about them that you could potentially never even know. It's like, because when somebody asks you, or like when you're by yourself and you're thinking about you, like you have like all this shit, and like even when we were talking about like when we went to Kalamazoo and like fucking went to Steak and Shake twice in the same day, and we couldn't fucking get there during happy hour, and like all these random stories and shit that you never really think about because they're it's you, like that's just your shit.
But no one knows those stories.
But nobody else knows those things, and nobody will probably know everything about you the same way that you could probably never learn everything about somebody else. And everybody that you meet, like it's like that much shit but completely different,
Yeah, and I think that's so crazy because I've been thinking a lot about like memories and stuff.
Yeah.
So the memories you share with someone, kind of like only you two have those memories, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So for instance, like going on a trip with someone, you remember like the little, like you might have told someone, oh, I went to Michigan, it was fun.
Right.
But you didn't tell them, hey, like we listen to this podcast on the way there,
right?
Or like this noise at this stadium reminds me of this exact artist, or
like all that little minute details that you have in your life. It's pretty safe to assume that everyone else has millions of shit like that in their life, and unless you like know that person and like talk to them every day or something, you'll probably never know that, you know?
Yeah, you're right. So you can meet someone, but you're not really fully meeting them until like they really open up about everything.
Yeah, and even then, that could still be like fucking forever. Like, and the longer, I guess, the later you meet somebody, the more shit there is that you don't know about them.
Oh,
you know,
because like, there's always new shit.
Because there's always new shit. Yeah, like if you meet someone in like first grade, you're like, oh, cool. You know, this is like my second time leaving the house because I go to school and then I go home because I'm in first grade. You know,
right.
But if you meet someone like senior year of high school, they've had all these other fucking years of doing shit.
But wouldn't you agree that that's like the most interesting part of meeting someone?
Yeah,
and it's like you're hearing stories from the source, like
and I think that's for some reason that's something that I've never thought of, or it's never really crossed my mind until recently, that everyone is probably super interesting if you just listen to them.
Oh my god.
And like you're probably super interesting to someone who doesn't know you, you know?
Yeah.
So like case in point, like the Wing Stadium thing. We went to go see Mac Miller in Kalamazoo. He was playing at Wing Stadium.
Yeah.
And you know, we remember Wing Stadium because when we were there, they had like a PA system that was just on a loop like every 10 or 5 minutes, and it would just say Wing Stadium.
Yeah.
Over and over again.
Right.
And so now like I could probably forget that it was, you know, I'll sometimes forget that it was in Kalamazoo. I'll forget that we went to go see Mac Miller.
You forget what songs he performed.
Yeah, forget what songs he performed, but I'll always fucking remember Wing Stadium.
Yeah, bro. And that's my whole thing with memories. Like, why does your brain select certain things to remember for the rest of your life? And then you could dispose of so much shit that you've seen, you've heard throughout the day. Like, there's shit in 2007 that I probably heard. I don't remember anything, you know? But for some reason, just like that, your
remember
brain
just random
decided
shit
to remember that. Yeah.
And like,
that's so crazy.
And it's weird because, you know, for us, that was what, like 8 years ago, maybe?
Something like that, yeah.
So it was like a really long time ago. It's like a really old ass story that if we're hanging out, we never talk about it because we were both there and we know the story.
Yeah, because we don't bring it up.
Yeah, but if you're telling it to someone else for the first time, you go through and you're saying all this stuff, and like to them, it's like so fucking cool that this person got, you know, like in hindsight, you got to go see Mac Miller before he died.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And this person is probably like, damn, I wish I would have seen him.
Yeah, like I wish I could have gone and done that. Yeah. But to you, it's just like a regular thing because you did it one random day 8 years ago.
But they're hearing the story from the source.
Yeah,
so
and they're hearing it
like
for the
living
first
it
time.
through you.
Yeah, it's like,
bro, that's so dope. Now I'm all thinking about it.
The weirdest way that my brain put it together was like, you know, when you were like in grade school and you went to the computer room or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And you fucking open up Paint and you just grab the thing and make a fucking squiggle everywhere.
Yeah, when you don't have internet.
No. Yeah, and then like you put the fill in thing and you just start filling in random little blocks.
You did
with
that
colors.
too?
Yeah, that thing.
Little Picasso, you know?
Yeah, like it's that. Yeah. But every single thing that you fill in is like, imagine a story that you hear of a person. So eventually you get a whole picture.
Damn.
But you never even, you didn't know that. Yeah. And for them, it's the same thing, but your picture's already full, so it doesn't even seem like a picture.
So the more you live life, the more scribbles you got, and the more bubbles to fill.
Right. Yeah. But to you, it doesn't mean anything, because it's already, the second it appears, it's filled, you know?
Yeah. Damn.
Yeah, so that's why I didn't want to talk about it 10 minutes ago, because I was like, this is really dope, cool. Man.
It's and then another thing is like, it's crazy that that's how your mind works, you know? A lot of people don't think about it like that. They'll just like, oh yeah, we went to the fucking concert, it was fun.
Yeah.
Like, but no, it's like, no, you got to remember like the certain little shit that comes with it. And then when you're telling someone, it's like they have no idea what's gonna come next, you know?
Yeah, because like you can meet someone and you could tell them a story and they don't know how they don't know how it ends. It's like watching a TV show for the first time. You don't know what's gonna happen. I
think this is why I love certain podcasts so much, because you're essentially just hearing them tell stories,
right?
And you're like reliving it through them, and especially if they give like details, like 1973, I was on the corner of 55th and Laramie, and like,
right,
you know, and it's like, how do you remember that? It's like, yeah, this kid named Chuck, who everyone used to make fun of. Like, how do you remember his name? It was 1973,
right.
But it's like that helps you create that bigger painting.
Yeah, but to them, it's just normal information. It's like the Wing Stadium thing.
Yeah.
Because I bet you there's people who were at that concert who don't even remember what the venue was called.
Right.
You know, their brain didn't pick out Wing Stadium and decide to keep it.
That's dope. That's cool. Yeah, I want to know why though. Like, oh well, obviously it was on the loop.
It was on the loop.
Like repetition.
Yeah.
We heard that shit for like 4 hours, but like why does your
like
brain
the
pick
people,
up Wing Stadium?
You know, the people right in front of us, maybe they didn't fucking even remember.
They don't remember who was in front of us. Yeah, that's crazy, man. So I have a friend who well, you know him too. Call him Big Head.
Uh-huh.
Do you remember Big Head, Alex?
Yeah.
We have this thing.
Nah.
We have this thing where I mean I see him like once a year, like maybe even like once every blue moon.
Yeah.
And we have this thing where one time we were hanging out and we had this once every can of blue moon. We have this thing where like we always tell each other, "Hey, remember the thoughts or
the thoughts.
Think of We say remember the thoughts and think of the memories.
Remember the thoughts and think of the memories."
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Some shit like that. Remember the thoughts and think of the memories. Because one time we were hanging out where we were having this conversation. We were like, "Yo, why do you remember that?" You know, and it's like, why was that so important that your brain was like, okay, fuck everything else that happened today. From now on, you're gonna remember this moment.
Yeah.
And then it's gonna kind of bring everything back together. You know what I'm saying?
I get you. Yeah.
So
like,
when I see him, I was like, yo, remember the memories. Like, yo, remember the memories. But it's crazy. But like, okay, so for instance, like a Cubs hat, for instance. You know what a Cubs hat looks like. You've seen them millions of times. But a Cubs hat can trigger like a memory of you at Wrigley for the first time, or like eating a hot dog, or like, and that's why I think I love music so much, because it can trigger it's like time traveling, you know. Yeah, so that's dope.
That's why I like
that was this week's episode.
That's why I like the Facebook on this day thing so much too, because it's especially it shows you like your mindset on different days. And I think today was actually a good. Hold on, let me double check, because I think today when I looked at it, I was like, this is so funny. Like everything is so different between the posts. So different. And for some reason, you in 2012 decided to write that on this day. You know, like. Yeah, so like, okay, so this one from 8 years ago. So yeah, the Wing Stadium was about 8 years ago then. Because this was that same year, I think. When your roommate brings you back a quesadilla from the dining hall, so you know it's real.
Damn, should we have a Facebook memory segment? That's dope.
And it's funny because like it's just a one-line post, no comments, no nothing, but I remember exactly what it was talking about.
Yeah.
Because so my freshman year at NIU, Christian was my roommate.
Oh, shout out to Christian.
Yeah. And he had a class that it was like it ended at a weird time or something. Mm-hmm. And at Neptune, the dorm that we were staying at, during lunch and during dinner from certain hours, they would have like a rotating special thing. And one of the days of the week, it was quesadillas. It was a quesadilla bar. So
it's pretty cool.
You would pick out like whatever you want from the quesadilla, and then the dude working there, you know, whoever was working there would make it for you and, you know, give it to you.
Yeah.
And they only did it from like, let's say 12 to 2. And Christian's class ended at like 1:30. So he couldn't get from his class to the dining hall in time.
Okay.
So that day specifically, I remember I got an extra quesadilla, I wrapped it up, and I took it with me, and I brought it back to him at the dorm.
Damn.
And so that's why you made the post when your roommate brings a quesadilla, so you know it's real. But you know, it's just like a random ass story that means nothing.
To me, reading that, don't know what the fuck.
Means nothing. But to me, it's this whole fucking thing that I remember.
It's a trigger, yeah.
Yeah. And so that was my freshman year. And then 1 year later on that same day, which I find hilarious, I posted, I seriously need to get a chair. Doing math on the floor for 2 hours is getting annoying.
Wait, is this when you lived in that apartment by yourself?
Yeah, this is when I lived in the studio apartment by myself. Yeah. And I didn't really have any furniture because I didn't want to fucking buy shit.
Right.
And so I remember I would have to do any homework that I had. I would do it like sitting on the floor or like just laid on the floor. And I remember this in particular that I was doing math work and it was like a huge ass assignment. And so it was like 2 hours of myself just on the floor like this, fucking doing shit. I was like, I need to fucking buy a chair because I had a desk. I just didn't have a chair.
Bro.
And so like I remember that whole day and like it reminded me of having no fucking furniture.
Yeah, and it triggers that.
Yeah. And then that same day, apparently later the day, stayed awake 100% during, or hold on, let me just read it verbatim. Stayed 100% awake during a whole class period. And I remember because it was such a huge problem that I would go to class and I would end up falling asleep every fucking class
Even
period.
if you weren't tired, like you just
no, I would just fall
bored?
asleep. Yeah, I would get bored. And I remember I was so excited that I made it through the whole class period without falling asleep. So I made a post about it.
Yeah. How long ago was that?
That was 7 years ago still.
Yeah.
And then 1 year ago, when was the last time you made a personal phone call? Days, weeks, months? And it was a shared post. Trade Without a Radio, episode 55.
Yeah.
And it was just so funny, like looking at that going from a year ago when I was posting about the podcast, 7 years ago when I was excited that I fucking made it awake during a whole class, 8 years ago when I fucking stole a quesadilla from the dining hall.
All on the same day.
All on the same day. And it's just all this random shit that's, potentially things that I can tell to other people, like stories I could tell to other people.
Yeah.
But to me, they're just nothing.
So, okay, so let's create the scenario. You're on a date or you're hanging out with a new person.
Right.
And then they ask you, hey, you like quesadillas?
Right. And like,
man, do I got a story for you?
Exactly. Like all of a sudden you have this story.
That's dope.
And like you don't even think about it because it doesn't mean anything to you. But all of a sudden they could say something and it reminds you of this time that you took the quesadilla, or that reminds you of this time where you were fucking excited because you stayed awake in class.
Hold on. Now I want to look at my fucking memories because... All right. What? No. Here we go. 5 years ago today, still waiting on The Life of Pablo. And it's a cover of The Life of Pablo.
Dang. And now how do you feel about The Life of Pablo?
It's probably really good. Yeah, it's still hands down. I'm glad I waited. Right. That shit was dope as fuck. 6 years ago, I was playing pool at Harry's Sports Bar.
The fucking closed ass.
And it's
Harry's.
not even it's not even a thing anymore. That place is vacant.
Yeah. Yeah. And so like now if you're talking to somebody, it could be like, oh, what's like a really cool place to play pool that you used to go to? It's like, oh, I used to go to this place called Harry's and they used to have these fire ass wings and shit.
Yeah.
And
6 years ago on this day, Yeezy season is about to take off. Get ready.
And what was
letting
6
these
years
motherfuckers
ago?
know Yeezy season. I don't know.
Was that for an album or
no? I don't. I have
Were you
no
trying
idea.
to buy Yeezys?
10 years ago on this day, we had a surprise birthday party for me at my brother's old apartment.
Oh, that was shit.
And I have pictures.
That was that day.
Which there's one picture.
Yeah.
And I might put this in post. I might put it up right here for you guys. There's Bro, what are you doing?
It was a dog barking or something. Maybe I don't know. Someone sneezed.
Bro, and it's just like without looking at this, I would have never thought that this was 10 years ago. Today.
Yeah, and it's just the weird shit like that.
10 years ago on this day, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there with Lil Wayne tickets. Nah, what am I on, bro? Great, now I have to work. Yeah, well, that's not a quesadilla, but for some reason, I wanted Lil Wayne tickets 10 years ago.
That is hilarious. So that birthday when we abducted you, because
Oh, let's talk about that. Yeah, so 10 years ago, I was abducted by fucking banditos.
Banditos?
They threw me in the back of a car.
Backseat. Tied them up.
Windows up. Threw on loud music. Whose idea was that?
TOS, Terminate on Sight.
Yes. 50's album.
Yeah, and I don't know whose idea it was, honestly.
You guys fed me hot ass fries.
Yeah, so I don't even remember what it like. Somebody came to your house to get you and like blindfolded you, right?
Yeah. Oh, what's that? It was Jeanette. Yeah.
Okay.
Jeanette or Lily. Yeah.
No, it wasn't Lily because
No?
we picked her up after the fact.
I remember her being
Okay,
there.
so let's say Jeanette came in blindfolded Trado and brought him into the car, put him in the back seat, and then
someone was driving crazy because I remember going like swerving back and forth, and I was in the middle, and I was like,
it was Abel.
That was Abel.
Yeah, and so I think right around then, probably while Jeanette was getting you, Abel came to get me, because again, we lived right next to each other.
Yeah, we did. Fun fact, we used to be neighbors.
So yeah, I remember they were in the front. You were sitting in the middle. I was sitting over here, and we all had to stay quiet because like Jeanette was the only one who was allowed to talk because she was the one who blindfolded you. Yeah. So you knew that she was there already, but everyone else had to stay quiet the whole time.
Yeah.
And it was so hard, especially when like Abel was like driving crazy and you were like freaking out. Everyone else had to stay quiet.
I was freaking out. If you don't know, I'm a big chicken, so this shit was like, what the hell's going on?
And then I believe we went to go pick up Lily, and I think there was one other person. I think there was 4 people in the back.
So, yeah.
So at the end of it, we were all bunched up in the back seat of Abel's car, whatever it was at the time. I think it was a green Subaru, wasn't it?
It might have been a Subaru, yeah.
So we were all bunched up, and I remember we were like just looping around your brother's house because we were supposed to, that's where the surprise party was.
Right.
But I remember we were parked, or we were getting close, and your brother called Jeanette, and the gist of it was like, hey, we need you to take longer because we're not ready yet.
Oh, wow.
And so that's how we ended up going into the McDonald's.
There was a McDonald's down the street.
Yeah, down the street from your brother's place. And we ended up going in and getting you fries and just feeding you fries in the parking lot.
No one asked me what I wanted. And then out of nowhere, I just feel a fry like fucking missing my face. And it was like hot ass fry, like, and it eventually got in my mouth.
The one time that the fries were fresh.
Yeah.
And so I just remember we were sitting there in the parking lot. We had to restart the CD because the CD was only like 60 minutes long, but we had to kill like another half hour because your brother wasn't ready.
Yeah, wow, yeah.
And so like a lot of what we did was just like improvised on the spot because we were like, fuck, we got to kill some time. We can't go to his brother's yet.
But that shit was so funny, man. And then eventually, like, we got into the house, and like a bunch of people were there.
Yeah, like a whole bunch of people. That was a really crazy. I don't know who organized that or whose idea it was, but that was crazy. It was very fun, very well put together.
That was really fun. That was a definitely like a memorable birthday. But yeah, that was 10 years ago. Like, I don't know what would be the triggering thing from that then? Like hot fries.
Hot fries, yeah.
Hot fries, a blindfold. I don't know.
Yeah, because like imagine you're talking with somebody or something, and you're at McDonald's or someplace with fries, and you grab a fry and like you miss or something, and like burn the side of your cheeks. Like, oh fuck! It's like that's just like the fry from when I was blindfolded for my birthday.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. Yeah, so yeah, I don't know. It's weird. Like going back to what you were saying, how like when you meet people.
Mm-hmm.
It's weird. Like, okay, for instance, when you meet someone for the first time, you don't know how long you're gonna know that person for. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like, everyone knows about like first impressions and shit. Like, obviously, you want to make a good first impression, but like, when I met you for the first time, that's another story in itself. I actually, well, no, I guess we could say this. I was like, yo, who invited Renee? Like, why the fuck did you? No. I remember we were going bike riding, and then our boy Abel was like, yo, I'm gonna bring Renee, and I was like, dude, why'd you invite Renee, man? He's gonna slow us down, dude. Look at his big ass bike. He can't even pedal. You had a big ass bike.
That was a big bike.
But not knowing fucking 15, 20 years later, where we'd be fucking doing a podcast, and it's like, that shit is crazy.
And asshole, right?
Well, okay, no, I mean, yeah, like, initially, but then I was like, damn, this kid's pretty cool. And then there was one time. Hold on, there was one time we invited you to the pool, and you were like, no, I want to sit in my dad's car, and like you sat in the car.
And so I swear to God, I don't remember that,
bro. You were legit. We were like
I believe you that it happened. I just don't remember it for some reason.
I think back then it was like $1 to get. It was like cheap, and then it was super hot, and
I mean, it was air conditioned in the truck, so
yeah.
No.
And then we were like, yo, come to the pool with us. Like, we're gonna go swim and like it's gonna be dope. And you were like, no, I'm gonna stay in my dad's car because your dad was like washing it.
Yeah.
And you were like, and I was like, dude, come on, I thought you were cool. What happened to bike riding?
No, the fucking asshole didn't want me bike riding. Now all of a sudden, now he wants me at the pool.
Yeah. No. But see, okay, so then speaking about your dad's car, your dad's truck, your dad had a green truck.
Yeah, the Chevy Tahoe.
From what I remember is one time I was in the car and I got off, and as I got off, a fucking expensive ass bottle of tequila fell from the car, bro.
I forgot about that. Yeah, it was in the back seat because we were. Wow. See, case in point, I didn't remember about that at all, but now because you mentioned it, I remember exactly where we were, what we were doing.
We were gonna go play ball. Yeah,
we were gonna go play ball in fucking at the Max gym.
Yeah, that sports complex.
Yeah, we were with Julian and Ruben, I believe. Mm-hmm. And yeah, you opened it and it just.
Yeah, and I didn't know it was on the floor, and I literally opened the door to get out.
Yeah,
fucking tequila just
everywhere.
Exploded, and I remember like, "Fuck, dude, how are we gonna tell your dad?" Like,
yeah,
it was like a bottle straight from Mexico.
Yeah.
Or something.
I don't even remember how that got explained, but I remember we went to go play, and then we fucking lost the ball that we brought.
Yeah. Yep. Lost the ball.
I don't remember if we won or if we lost, but I remember the bottle broke. I remember where we were, and I remember that we lost the ball.
It was a shitty day. Yeah. But yeah, see, like little shit like that, like, yeah.
It clicks and it reminds you about this random information.
Yeah. So if someone's like, "Yo, you ever break a bottle of tequila?" I'm like, "Well, yeah." And
everyone's over here being all cool. It's like, let me tell you about the time I broke a bottle.
No, but I broke it this way. Yeah, no, it's crazy, man. Memories is such a dope thing, especially like, you know, when someone passes away, or like if you have a friend that passes, like you still have those memories.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's crazy how you could just keep that, you know, like for us, we have a friend that passed away from work when we all used to work at Manor.
Yeah.
And I have this video of like them like messing around in the office, and it's like, damn, dude, it's so crazy. Like you never know that you're never gonna see that person again, you know?
Right.
And it's like, but somehow you chose to like film that day, and like just a 30-second clip. It's like, damn, now you have memory.
This, forever.
Yeah. It's crazy,
until the file gets corrupted on your phone or whatever.
Yeah, and then you're fucked.
You're fucked. Then your hard drive gives out. That's a whole different thing. No.
Oh man, speaking of hard drives now.
No, you mentioning at Manor though reminded me. This is just gonna be a whole trip down memory lane episode. These are all the stories that we probably should have made episodes about, but we didn't remember them until we started talking about it.
You gotta remember the memories, bro.
Exactly.
Yeah. Think of the thoughts.
When you, so funny. When you worked at Manor, but not the main pool, but you worked at the other where it was like for little kids.
Oh, yeah, the little baby pool.
Yeah, and then whenever you're like, "Yo, bro, can you fucking bring me lunch?" and I just brought you lunch and just hung out there the whole day.
Oh, you did. I think you brought me like a sandwich or something.
I think it was a slice from Chelly's.
Nah, how wrong was that?
Yeah, I think it was from Chelly's.
It wasn't a sandwich.
Maybe it was. I was from Chelly's. I know that.
Hold on, were we hanging out with the two girls?
Yeah, the two other lifeguards that were there. Because for some reason you need 3 lifeguards for a pool that's like 10 feet big. Bro,
it's literally 2 inches deep.
Yeah, 2 inches deep, and you need fucking 3 lifeguards. Like, what's gonna happen?
Listen,
like, well, what if 5 2-year-olds drown at the same time?
Actually, funny story. No, yeah. So you hung out all day?
Yeah, I was just fucking chilling there.
Damn.
Yeah, because it was in the middle of summer, and I didn't have shit to do.
Yeah, I don't remember that. No.
Yeah, it was just
Did you bring your bike? No.
No, I think I walked, if I remember correctly.
And you walked over there with a hot ass slice of Chelly's?
I mean, it was in a bag. It's not like I was holding it in my hand or something.
Fuck.
Fuck.
Yeah, dude. Damn. Shout out to Renee for bringing lunch. No.
Yeah, see?
I thought it was a sandwich. No.
It came in clutch.
The sandwiches, though. Yo, you know which sandwiches I'm talking about?
The Julian sandwiches?
The Julian sandwich. I'm telling you, we know this kid. For some reason, he made a hot ass, not like a panini. It was just
like the bread was warm.
The bread, but it wasn't like fully toasted.
Like good, like yeah.
So this kid used to make these hot ass sandwiches, and they were so good. And I think it was like maybe like a last month, right?
Mm-hmm.
I sent Renee a picture of like I was doing toast, like I was making toast, Doing toast.
Doing toast.
Hey, you doing toast? Yeah, I'd do some toast.
Yeah, I do the toast, do the most.
Yeah, do the toast with the most.
Toast with the most.
This kid had dope ass sandwiches. And yeah, no, everything ever since then is like that's the Julian sandwich,
bro. And it's a perfect case in point of like how shit in your head gets hyped up, like because those sandwiches, you can more or less kind of buy the same exact ingredients.
Yeah.
Because like the loaves, they were like those that they sell at Aldi.
Yeah.
And like you could buy the ham, you could buy the cheese, you could buy everything, and it doesn't hit the same.
Ah, no, it doesn't.
Like you could warm up the bread the same way, and it doesn't.
It doesn't. It's something about like just eating it at his house.
Yeah,
like,
and that's the
basement.
thing where like it doesn't taste the same, but it's not the ingredients that change. It's like the experience of it, So it's how some people are like, oh, these burgers used to be really good. I don't know what happened, or like, oh, this used to be the best pizza spot. Like it's probably the same fucking food. You just
don't appreciate it like you did.
When you were you're just not appreciating it. Yeah,
that's okay. So that's another thing I want to talk about. People that don't live in the moment.
People that don't live in the moment.
Yeah. So I've been reading up on like anxiety and stuff, and a form of anxiety is people that don't live in the moment, that are either living in the past, and that's why I wanted to talk about memories, because there's a lot of people that live in the past that can't get away from like the memories and relive them, and so they're always like trying to relive those moments. So they're missing out on the present. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then there's another form of anxiety that people are living in the future, so they're always afraid or worried or like trying to avoid not fucking up, but they're always thinking about the future and not really focusing on what's going on now.
Right. Yeah, I get you. Yeah.
And I think that's crazy. Like, have you ever caught yourself not living in the moment where you're just like, you know what, fuck it, I'm just gonna pay attention?
Yeah, I feel like a perfect example of that is, or actually two that I just thought of. One is like, say on the 4th of July when there's a fireworks show. You want to watch the fireworks show, but a lot of people for some reason record it like they're gonna fucking watch it in the future.
No, they're gonna post it on Facebook for the Tias in Mexico.
Yeah, but like they're recording something so that they could see it in the future.
Yeah,
but they could just watch it now.
Yeah.
And like, I don't know about you, but I've never seen somebody watch a video recording of a fucking fireworks show after the fact.
Never. Especially, it's usually blurry because it's dark.
Yeah.
And like
But people still do it.
Yeah.
And then like another one that hit me recently is like, and I get there's viability to doing this and it's cool to have the footage, but like at concerts, when somebody will go to a concert and they'll just film the whole fucking thing. And they're watching it through their phone. I was like, bro, what the fuck are you even...
And you're not living in the moment.
Yeah, you're not experiencing it. You're just watching it through your phone.
Okay, so I'm going to play devil's advocate because I do have a lot of concert footage.
Right.
But my whole thing is I'm saving it. I don't know why I save it. But I don't film fucking 40 minutes of the concert.
That's what I'm saying. Like, there's
I'll
a difference.
do like a clip, like a 30-second
There's
clip.
a difference between like grabbing a 30-second clip because you want to watch, and you do end up watching them. Like I've sat down and I've watched like shit that I've recorded from concerts over the years, and it's cool to rewatch it.
Yeah.
But there's no point to recording like a whole concert while you're there. Like,
right, because now you're like fucking missing out on what you paid $100 for.
Right.
So how clutch is it now that you can't go to concerts
that you have this
footage? You have that footage, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I recently posted on my Instagram, I was listening to Kid Cudi. I think it was right after his album dropped. I have this clip of a friend of mine, we went to Nebraska to go see a Kid Cudi concert. I took my vinyl. Point is, he stopped the show, got it signed. Probably the highlight of... I've been to a lot of Kid Cudi concerts, and that was probably the highlight. But it's so dope to have that clip. So if I wasn't recording, I would have the memory. But it's like, if I explain to you, like, yeah, dude, he fucking stopped the show and just grabbed the vinyl and started talking to us and signed it. And he even put like a little heart. To you, it'd be like, all right, cool. He didn't fucking stop the show.
Right,
There's probably a pause. But I have the video, so it's like...
You got the video proof of
dude,
it.
that motherfucker stopped the show and like came over and like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think it's moments like that where you should record.
Yeah, there's like a weird line between it, but I get what you mean where like you're consistently just trying to live in the future or doing something for the future, I guess.
So do you think that's really a form of anxiety where it's like why are you filming the concert cuz you want to relive it later?
I don't know, like is it,
or did you pay, or did you wait 10-hour seat B front row, so you want footage to relive it later.
Yeah.
Because if I'm up in the stands, I'm not going to film that shit.
Yeah, that's a weird... Yeah, it's a shitty-ass camera angle.
Right? Yeah, and the audio's all jacked.
I feel like that's a weird one, yeah. But for the most part, I agree, though, if you're living in the future... Because it's easy to worry about the future. It's easy like, oh, fuck, like, long-term... Well, it's like that question, that the stereotypical interview question, where do you see yourself in 5 years, or where do you see yourself in 10 years? Mm-hmm. You can fucking rack your head going crazy about that all day.
Well, yeah, like that fucking surprise party.
Yeah, like
hey, 10 years from now, you down to do a podcast? What the fuck is a podcast?
Exactly. Yeah. Like you can't be thinking of the future because you don't know what the future is. Like, the dude who wrote the post about needing to get a fucking chair because he didn't want to sit on the floor while doing math homework, he had no fucking idea that COVID was gonna happen.
Yeah,
like in my mind, 2014 me was like, oh, like 2019, I could do this, I could do that, and I could be constantly worrying about it because it's not happening, or like worrying about how to make it happen.
Yeah.
Or you could just...
So is there a difference between worrying about how to make it happen or planning the route that you want to take to make it happen?
Yeah, because it's different. Yeah, because one of them is planning. You're like, okay, I need to do this, this, and this.
Right.
As opposed to the other one's like, I need to get here, and
every day, whatever I'm doing now, like this is where I need to be.
Right.
So you could like, okay, you went to college, right? But you're not really enjoying it because you're already thinking about, fuck, I need to find a job after I graduate.
Right. You're thinking about the next thing when you gotta, like you said, you gotta live in the moment and enjoy the thing that you're doing, even though it could be building onto something else, you know?
And you could even go on and talk about like technology and like, oh, well, no, now everyone has a video camera. It's like that picture. I always think of that picture when it's like everyone has their phone out, but that old lady in the front row, she's just enjoying it and like not recording it. So I think if you have the access like to film it and have a good video, and it's like, all right, I'm gonna save this shit so later I could watch it. But if you didn't have it before, I forgot what I was going.
I think I get you though.
Like, now it's easy to capture moments. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like before, we didn't have cameras on our phones. We barely had a fucking Bluetooth.
We barely had a phone.
Yeah, but like, okay, good example. A family phone photo book, right? They're all Polaroids. They're all fucking what, 8x4x8s?
Yeah, 4x8. 4x6, I think.
4x6, yeah. But you have those photos, and you kind of like at least to me, I'm glad we saved those photos because now I could see what I looked like when I was fucking 5,
right?
Or like now, like I can create something from that, like last year when I created a home video project, I did an hour's worth of. So I found, long story, I found a bunch of VHS little cassettes of like home videos that were trashed. I mean, I'm talking about like our basement flooded and a lot of this was like water damaged. But I converted them to digitize them, and then I created this like hour-long film, and I gave it to my mom for her birthday. And she was crying. Like when she was watching it, she was reliving those moments when we were little, and it was like, that's dope, because if we never would have bought a camera in 1995, like we wouldn't have remembered. That would have just been
gone forever.
Yeah, you know. But that's like, we were living in the moment, but you're also like kind of in the back of your head, you're like, damn, this is gonna be dope in 2020 when like, I don't know, like,
you're all fucking shaking. Like,
this is gonna be dope because the camera's heavy as fuck.
Yeah, big ass 1995 camera.
Yeah, dude, you gotta fucking put the tape in. But you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I think it's dope to have footage, and not even just footage, but just dope to have memories with people that, sure, you're probably not gonna talk to them in 5 years, but you have that memory with that person, and then it's like meeting someone new and then sharing those experiences is like full circle. That's dope. Nah, had to put a stamp on it. That's dope.
Yeah, I remember when I said I was gonna have to pee.
Yo, all right, for
sure. I gotta run to the bathroom.
All right, let me break it down for everybody. I got a voicemail here.
No, I was like, what the fuck?
Right. Where are we at?
We're at 38. You want to just take a quick break so I can run to the bathroom, or?
We could cut it here, right?
We can cut it here. All right, we're gonna cut it here. No.
Yo, tune in next week. Trade Without a Radio. You already know how it goes.
No more chugging water bottles at the beginning of episodes.
Yo, next week Renee's taking a shot of Malort for the first time on this podcast.
Yep.
But if you tuned in this far, next week we are going to check our memories again.
Yeah, I think it was cool. I think we should continuously do that because there's so many stories that we don't think about until we were doing there.
We'll do that. Well, first 5 minutes we'll tell a story from our memory stories.
All right, sounds good. From our memory bank.
Memory bank. Yeah. Big bank take, little bank.
A little scrappy.
Oh, little scrappy.
Big scrappy.
Look at him. He's all messed up. All right, guys. Trade Without Radio. Renee has to go pee. See you guys later.
All right, see you.